Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Crystal and this is Letters to Baby Chavez. On today's episode, we are going to talk about the outcome of our double IUI cycle and what that looks like. So this video has been made a little bit late just because, well, we needed a mental break. Our double IUI cycle was a fail, and we had tested with our clinic and they let us know same day that it wasn't a viable pregnancy. So it was tough. We decided to pause in between cycles, and we really just needed to regroup, replan, reassess the situation in which our next move was. So that's exactly what we did. It was very hard to hear the news, and it was very hard to come to terms with this not working after the blood work came back good, our labs came back amazing, our testing, everything was just working in our favor, and it didn't happen. So a failed cycle is exactly that, a failed cycle, which is never easy to fathom, and it's never easy. It doesn't get easier as the results come in. So I just felt that another IUI for us just wasn't in the cards. I asked and I prayed to the Lord about my next move and decision and what that looks like, and He led me into IVF being our next option. So that's what we're doing. We did take a break in between cycles, like I said, and we took time for ourselves. And we took time in knowing that, you know, we needed a break mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that. So what did we do? We packed our bags and took a little trip down to Sin City, Las Vegas. We stayed at a beautiful hotel right on the strip, and we just enjoyed ourselves as adults in a married relationship, enjoyed each other's time and company, great food, and we just let our hair down and we let loose, and that's exactly what we needed to reset. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we obviously thought that we were going to be pregnant after the cycle, and that's just the thing with IUI and IVF, is nothing is ever certain or promised. No matter how much goes into it, no matter how much you pray about it, sometimes the cards just don't line up, and sometimes no matter how good everything looks, you don't get to come out of that pregnant. You don't get your miracle baby after all of these protocols. And that's hard, and it does not get easier. Bad news after bad news is never easy. And I've learned that my feelings are valid. You know, the emotional despair that I feel after hearing, "I'm so sorry, you're not pregnant." Crying about it, sobbing, feeling sorry for myself, valid. All of that is valid. Not excusing, you know, my high hopes and fears and speaking them into existence and saying, this is how I'm feeling, is all appropriately okay. My goal and my vision through this journey of trying to conceive has always been to normalize my truth and to put a voice behind infertility and educating people that this is okay not to be okay, and this should not be silenced, and women should not, or people should not, feel less empowered because of their struggles with infertility. And that's what I wanted this platform for more than anything, is to educate women and men who are suffering from infertility, to say, hey, guess what? It's okay. It's okay, because there's this huge community behind us that is going to lift us up when we're feeling extremely down and out about ourselves. And this is going to be okay, because the Lord has not given up. Like, this is not the end of our story. And I just feel that throughout this time of trying to conceive for this last year, it has been so extremely agonizing at times. You see and you hear as a woman all of these pregnancy announcements, which are fantastic. I mean, that's what our main goal is. That's what we're all aiming for in this community, is to have that positive end result. But in those cases where there's still women like myself in the waiting room, all I really have at the end of the day is God on my side. And I know that I continue to still look at him and look towards him for guidance. And I know he's speaking to me in the most miraculous ways, because that's something that I can have as a full testimony, that he is moving things that need to be moved. And whether it's hurdles or failed protocols or, canceled cycles, whatever he's throwing at me, he's still giving me options of how to proceed and continuously look to him for guidance. And that's what we've done. So with this fail cycle, I didn't curse his name, and I wasn't like, why me? And I went to him and I said, like, okay, now what's next? Where do you need me to be? And he spoke to me. He showed me signs. And I don't know if you believe that, or if you're just kind of like that person who's like, I'm more factual, and I'm more science-based, and that's fine. But I'm telling you from my experience what he's doing for me. And he's showing me the direction in which I need to move. He's showing me areas of opportunity I need to reach. And I'm trusting him in that process, because our story has just begun. And I feel as if though, no matter how hard the trial and tribulation is, there is going to be a rainbow after my storm. And for women who are just one and done, good for you, and I salute you, and I look at you as hope. And for the people who are like, it's not God, it's science. Hey, again, differences in opinions are what they are, but we're going into our next cycle, which is a huge one for us. It's our very first IVF cycle. And we are going based off of a little bit of science and a whole lot of faith. And that's what we choose to believe in. So as I sit here in front of you guys today, I really want to just take a moment to thank you guys for being there for us throughout all of this. It's messy, it's emotional, it's scary, it's trying, it's grueling, it's sad, it's happiness, it's every single emotion all summed up into one big emotion. And you guys have been the best support system for us, and we cannot thank you enough for all of the phone calls and messages and sweet gifts that come our way, and just the countless amount of support that we have found through the community of people that we love, our new friends that we've made along the way, and just learning as we go. I never knew that it was okay to validate being a total wreck. And I never knew that it was okay to talk about infertility the way I am now, because it was so taboo. And if I could use this platform for any other reason aside from educating people of all walks of life that it is okay and it does not have to be taboo, then that's what I choose to do. Normalizing my truth has always been the number one factor of all this. Because if I can help somebody understand that infertility is not for the faint of heart, but it does not have to be done in silence, and you do have a community of women and men who are willing to lend out an ear and be there for you, that's half the battle. So I don't know what this IVF cycle has in store for us, but I do know that we're going into this with our whole hearts and our whole faith and our whole eyes on the Lord. And that's what we choose. And he is who we still choose, and he is still who we look up to, because he is a good God. And people always ask me, like, after everything you guys have been through, every failed cycle, every failed counsel cycle, everything, you're telling me that this is a good God you serve? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Because without these trials and tribulations, this is preparing us for something great, something that we're longing for. Like this baby that is not here yet is already so loved. And that is not something that can just be, felt. It's something that's taught at the same time. And I think that our faith has a lot to do with this journey. It's what keeps me grounded. It's what keeps me faithful. It's what keeps me sane. And it's all I have right now. So I can't tell you enough how I'm feeling, because it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of different emotions, as I mentioned, but at the same time, I'm not shying away from each one. I'm just learning to work through it all. And that's all I can do. I can't sit here and tell you that it's going to happen, because nothing is ever certain and nothing is ever promised. But I know with this chapter in our lives, we can say that we've done all we can without any uncertainty. So that is what we're going to continue to do. And I really want you guys to follow along in this next journey, as it's going to be very in-depth, very open, and very truthful. So thank you guys for your constant love and support. As always, if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe and share our video with anybody you think that this would be beneficial for. And as always, thank you guys for following along, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys.